Hi, everybody, and happy Halloween, and welcome to Strike Team Beta, Episode 4, Bloodletting. So, currently, just all of it, Zaztam and the Red Wizards of Thay have acquired 2 artifacts of Vecna. They seek to place the Fractured Godspark of Tiamat into those 2 artifacts for unknown, presumably nefarious purposes. Tiamat's Godspark was fractured when the adventurers known as Chadra's bunch,
never confusing,
and also an army, defeated Tiamat and banished her back to Hell, following her being summoned to the prime material plane by the Cult of the Dragon. The Cult of the Dragon have now approached Chadra's daughter, Chadara, and believe her blood is necessary to complete a ritual which will banish the Godspark from Toril and keep it safe from Zaztam. Last time, the party woke up, went through their morning routine, discussed the plan, and Chadara decided this was worth following through with, but they are just going to take the leader of the cult envoy that came, Strath, who's just full-on committed. You guys collected a big sled and a dog team, which was dubbed the Ice Hole, and embarked, minus Katra, towards the northwest in the Sea of Moving Ice. You met legendary giant hero Harshnag the Grim, and a very good intelligence check said there was some manner of veracity to what the dragon cultists were claiming. You got on Iceboat 1 and headed into the Sea of Moving Ice, intent on reaching your destination, when a floppy-headed bard showed up, shoved your Hobgoblin War Wizard at you, and teleported away.
What a great delivery service.
That's what I was thinking.
Seems a little surly.
Yeah,
I
he
like
didn't
it.
get a tip. No tip.
So yeah,
He's friend of my sister. He's long suffering.
So you guys are putzing along, carving through the ice, and up ahead you can see a glacier that kind of has, like a little flat landing area and a big cave mouth in it. And even from this distance, you guys are still a ways away. You can see the cave is glowing, very similar to the northern lights that Autumn saw during the last episode. It's kind of, you can see there's blue and purple and green lights kind of reflecting through the... and there's the voice of children.
There's trick-or-treating happening in my building. Sorry, guys. I'll mute my mic.
The North
It's
Pole.
the elves. It's the ice streets. Sorry.
Eerily atmospheric.
But yeah.
While we're on our way to this eerie cave, and it's nimbusing around the mouth. It is the mouth. It's streaming from the mouth. Like, where is this kind of
streaming
aurora
from the
effect?
mouth, so it looks like it's in the cave itself.
Okay. Well, since we have a bit of time here, I'd like to add a postscript to my response letter to my sister and jam it into my teleporting tissue box that she gave me.
Okay.
So if now's as good a time as any.
Sure.
All right. If we recall, there's been some correspondence between my sister and me. It's only been getting better. So I just read back over it to make sure I said everything I wanted, and it strikes the right tone. Dearest meddling cow, I don't need you to tell me dragons are dangerous, or to try and diminish Mother's accomplishments for the attempt. I know you think you're hot shit now that your name is under hers at the portal, but it is under hers. Your cults or whatever threatened a valley. Tiamat threatened the realms. Plural, Chadi. Mom wouldn't lie to me. The Paladin is fine. She pulls her weight enough to compensate for her unfortunate personality, unlike some. That's not the point. Did it even occur to you that I had my own people to pull in? And of course they'll save my life and I theirs. That's the purpose of a unit. It is stronger than mere allies and friends. Not that I expect you to know anything about that. I'm sure they don't teach that in God College between scolding and meddling. Why are you even bringing up Tuppy Banniger? That was ages ago. We were just kids. I don't play those kinds of children's games anymore, regardless of what our father drunkenly slurs at you about me. Neither does she, I'm sure, as she was married the second she took her braids out. Autumn is a trusted colleague and capable fighter. That's all. If she seemed protective of me, I'm sure it's just because you're a bitch. And you're damn right I have much to blame you for, but that's over now. And I'm tired of having to be thankful for the chance to reclaim my life you did your best to ruin. I'm free for now. That's all that matters. Things would be fine between us if you would just let me be and kept your nose out of my business. I don't tell you how to preach, and I don't need you to tell me how to kick ass and look good doing it. Chadara. Postscript. Speak of which, have you heard from Mother? I have some things I could ask her. And then I jam it in the slot.
Take that, stupid box.
Do you read that aloud?
No, I most certainly do not.
No, but I still feel hurt knowing. I know somehow.
I have a feeling that Chadara is a lip mover as she reads, though. So
That's what I was after.
I mean, if you have the feet,
I don't, but I do have a high intelligence,
well,
and I do know.
Autumn would be like, "Oh man, she just mouthed the word bitch."
yeah.
I know that much. I know that word.
Yeah, definitely started with dearest meddling cow. Like, it can only go downhill from there.
Right.
Family's great. And then get up and just kind of stand on the prow or whatever they call the front of an icebreaker and just kind of stare at this destination.
I believe technically it's called the boat front.
Ah, the boat front.
Of Ice Boat 1.
Of Ice Boat 1.
The four? Sure.
Arn does not know.
Okay.
That's the boat front, the pointy part.
Mm-hmm.
Smashes ice. Ice smasher, probably.
Probably.
Ice Smasher 1.
Well, they charge by the letter. I wanted that. But okay, yeah. And Arn kind of doesn't quite beat you guys, but he kind of gets pretty close and pulls it to as much of a stop as he can and kind of gently slam into the iceberg, kind of on the flat part, and he says, "Yep."
And this is definitely where Strath was kind of nodding towards.
Yes, and he kind of steeples his fingers and.
All right,
Strath?
That's our dragon priest friend.
No, yeah, I know, but I'm just ascertaining he's the steepler.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
All right, just kind of stare at this fucking mouth. Stump. Grab Strath. Tell Bram to make sure we have a boat to come back to and to keep with Green Copper here so that they don't pull any shit where they try and cut us off from our escape route. And, march Strath first.
He'll say, "You got it, Captain Tide." Kind of. Then he'll kind of look off into the distance, say, "Jimmy, no, Jimmy."
Okay, that cabin boy's name keeps changing.
Jimmy and Timmy and Opie, no.
Not Opie.
Yep.
Okay, so it's flat, like we can walk, and how the cave mouth is how where relative to us?
It's about 50 yards away from you guys.
On the same level or above us?
On the same level.
Oh, okay.
The size of this cave mouth, how big a dragon could it afford?
You would say adult.
Okay. Yeah, keep Strath in front of me.
Okay.
Let's go save the realm.
He kind of stumbles forward.
Yeah.
What's our approach here, Cap? Are we going open or with stealth or?
Well, I guess, and even if we try to go with stealth, he can just ruin it for us. I'm figuring he's still gagged, though.
Well, we did just slam into the iceberg in the boat, right? I mean, that has an impact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, certainly, yeah, Autumn is adept at stealth. We might want to have a hidden member at least, but I don't know. I kind of feel like just going in and demanding that they either they're telling the truth or this is a trap. And if they're telling the truth, we're all saved. If it's a trap, we spring the trap. I don't know how else to do it.
Could be both. They could be telling the truth, and it could be a trap.
Could be both. And I know some of you, and like my eyes are flicker to Autumn, but just kind of like some think that there might be another way to do this. If you see it, I'm open to it. But for right now, I really should have headphoned Strath for this part of the conversation, but I didn't. But I'm open to it.
Might not be a bad idea to have Autumn be more sneaky-like, just in case.
Agreed.
I could scout ahead a bit and see if I see anything that we should be wary of.
I feel like leading with the priest is the safest thing because he'll know not to step on what or whatever. I think I'd rather have you hanging back and the surprise element.
Either way works.
Yeah, Strath, are you leading us into a trap?
Zone of truth. Just saying. He's not gonna know.
All right.
Yeah, how would he even know if we cast or not?
Right?
That's right.
It's the placebo spell.
So yeah, keep Strath in front of me and walk where he walks.
Okay.
Like that's kind of where Chadara's mind is at right now.
Okay. So he again, super sure of himself, strides forth confidently.
Yeah, that's starting to piss me off too. This cultist has way too much self-assurance. It's making Chadara mad.
And he walks into the cave, and yeah, inside it's the cave walls keep reflecting this light, but the light source seems to be further in the cave, and you can hear the scrabbling of creatures ahead of you.
Oh, like scrabbling.
Scrabbling is not a good sound.
Scrabbling give us an idea of size.
Yeah, give me a survival, or I wish dungeoneering was still a skill check.
Yeah, me too sometimes. 10.
10.
The sound's real weird in here.
12.
12.
8.
8. Autumn, anything notable?
11.
11, okay. Anfyra, small.
Sounds like we got some little critters.
Perception check. 18 plus 0. 18. What does it smell like in here? What is the...
It's that smell of like it's just about to snow, kind of in the air, that kind of wet or that dry like ozone or whatever. It smells like snow. But you're also picking up kobold shit. Kobold.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So I'll just share that with my mates. Smells like kobold. Watch out for traps. They're tricky characters.
Shrug on my shield.
Mm-hmm.
But for right now, keep the sword sheathed.
Okay. Strath kind of paused, 10, 15 feet ahead of you and kind of waits and looks back. And then when he sees you all start moving again, he starts walking.
What's his body language? Is he like, job well done? Is he like, we're about to spring a trap on these fools?
No,
is he...
Yeah, it's more like job well done. Like,
okay.
I mean, he's got those steepled fingers, man.
He has stopped steepling his fingers like a weirdo. And is just walking.
Okay.
But yeah, he rounds the corner and he gestures to his gag, to see if he can remove it. Like, he's asking you if he can take it off.
Yeah, okay.
I have my wand at the ready.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll pull out my spear.
Okay.
And Autumn, are you sneaking?
Yeah, I might. Should I start stealthing now? Should we roll for?
I want to stick close physically to Strath. If I
I'll
may.
be taking up the rear minus wherever Autumn might be.
Okay. Does anyone speak Draconic?
No.
Don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, Chadara speaks the
on.
language of her mother's greatest enemy.
Yes.
The remaining three of you hear Strath say, Vuth, Madal. And Chadara, he says, Halt, friends return.
Okay.
And you can kind of hear the scrabbling stop. And then kind of start again, but it sounds like it's coming towards you. Like, in mass.
I'm definitely stealthing then.
Okay.
I will grumble to Strath in Draconic. That doesn't sound like halting.
He'll kind of turn to you and say, they are not the brightest, I am sorry. And he'll louder say, friends.
Okay. Sorry, Autumn, you were saying something there. Wanted to get that out.
Just stealthing.
Okay.
Do you want the check for it?
Yes, please.
It was 31.
Autumn is erased from time.
Oh.
So
There are only 3 seasons. Right?
Yeah. Has always been.
Oh,
which
dang,
is
I
weird
need
to say.
to-
Right?
I need to change my Eldrin status.
Right.
Can't be an Autumn anymore.
Yeah.
And my complexion is more of an early winter now. It's really strange.
Late summer.
So, a couple kobolds, unlike any you guys probably have ever seen before, instead of kind of red or green skin, they have kind of a bluish white skin. Kind of scrabble forward, and they're kind of wearing adorable little furs and little hoods up and little other kobold skulls on top of their skulls. Ska! And
Do they have mittens?
little mittens and fingerless gloves.
Is it their mother's skull?
Probably, yeah.
This is sad.
It'll grow into it.
It doesn't make it less sad.
But yeah, they kind of see that you are with the dragon cultist, and they kind of gesture hurriedly to you. And you guys see, now that you've kind of turned the corner, Autumn, you've kind of found a alternate path. You kind of snuck up onto a cliff face, a cliff edge. So you're kind of pressed against that, and you can still see everyone, and now you have a kind of a higher vantage, and if you had to jump off of it, you wouldn't hurt yourself or anything, and you kind of move forward and around, and you can see up ahead that there is the skeleton of presumably an adult dragon, kind of wrapped around a nest with 3 shattered dragon eggs and 1 whole dragon egg that is the source of the Northern Lights effect.
Oh! Now the Northern Lights are tainted.
And a room full of kobolds.
Yes. And in addition, standing in front of the nest are these they're not dragonborn, but they are draconic humans with kind of here, let me just show you a picture.
Okay.
And they are white. Kind of incredibly long arms, big dragon wings, these kind of weird dreadlock or tentacle things, and the white ones have frills instead of horns.
I'm
And
gonna
how many of them are there?
2.
do an Arcana check to see if they recognize the last species.
Sure.
No, I don't know. They're strange dragony guys.
They are strange dragony guys.
I'll say this to Stroth, but I'll say it in common, and you wouldn't have to eavesdrop to hear. I was kind of expecting a lot more of your brethren and sister in here.
He said,
what is this?
He said, exposure to the God Spark has an interesting effect on humans. Prolonged exposure.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm human, right? Okay.
And he'll say, there are some in the cult of the dragon who think what we do is a fool's mission, and we should not be consorting with the enemy. I think there is a bigger picture here.
Yeah, I've gotten that in my group too. Are these the people who don't think you should be doing this? Are you some radical splinter group, Strath?
I think some would consider us that, yes. I don't like to think of us that way. I think we are bringing the cult back to its roots.
And just what would those roots be?
Tiamat does not deserve our worship. There are gods on Toril. Undead dragons wield more power than you can ever know. Those pretenders in the cult of the dragon, the usurpers of the cult. I will not bow to Tiamat anymore. We send her Godspark back to hell, where she can never be free.
You might want to have led with that back where it was warmer.
Look at this giant dragon carcass that I'm surrounded in.
Yep.
Does it look like it's sleeping dead or
No, it looks dead.
dead? Listen, I don't have time for your whole newsletter. You want to keep Tiamat in hell? And that keeps it from Zaztam? Was that the truth?
Yes.
Because I read a report.
I'm sorry you had to learn something.
That is the most shade in this entire campaign so
That
far.
is a stealthy bitch.
Out of all the letters sent back and forth between the sisters, that is the most shade.
You know, Strath, I would remind you that you might think that as soon as my blood spilled on this egg or whatever, you have no more need of me. I would like to point out that at that point, I have no more need of you either. You want to get through this?
Shall we?
Insight check on Strath.
Sure.
I do not like this. I'm stealthed and not breaking it, but
Throwing rocks, man. Nothing. Shit.
Again, he just seems so sure of himself.
yeah, but how much time? I'm stealthed and I can't yell. Can I whisper to Chadara without breaking my stealth?
No, because you're a bit away. Unless Chadara would kind of walk up to where she doesn't know you are because you got a 38 or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I don't exist.
Yeah.
You can probably do whatever you want. I mean, really. Rolled a 30.
You could throw a little rock at her or something.
Yeah, let me throw a rock at her head.
Well, we do have a speaking stone, right? But it only goes one way.
Yeah,
and either
you don't
Katra
know.
or Bram has it. We don't know who's on the other end of
You don't
that.
know who's on the other end.
Yeah.
Cut to Bram on the boat, using it to call out to Bobby or Billy or whatever.
Someone help! I need to declare war on mermaids.
Yeah, let me throw a rock at Chadara's head.
Chadara, a pebble hits you in the forehead. Cobalt
I'm
trap,
ready for
Chadara.
her.
Cobalt trap.
I don't know that it would be possible for me to see her. And can she willingly
Yeah.
put herself at an angle that I? All right.
Yeah, I'll say so. With that ridiculous stealth check, you can do whatever you want.
All right. I'll kind of shrug up at you, what?
This guy just said that dragon makes people crazy. That egg makes people crazy when they're around it. How do we know he even knows what the fuck he's talking about? He could be insane, completely insane.
They're all insane. They're cultists.
More insane than regular cultists. This is a bad idea.
He has gone over to the nest, and he has pulled out a small book and a creepy goblet.
Okay, can I read the cover of the book? What's the book say? Is it
Sure.
Strath's super secret diary?
Strath's really rad spell book. No, it says. Oh, there's a name of this book. Hold on.
BOVD.
The Dragonist's Maleficarum.
It says Gur R.
Or no, it would be the Malleus Dragonum.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to find it real fast, but it says, it's throwing off some alarms as the name of a generically evil dragon book.
Okay. Yeah, well, yeah, I came here following a dragon priest. I can't. So I'm going to say it's the Malleus Dragonicanarum and all right, I'll kind of look at Autumn and nod that that's a possibility, but I'm still either about to save the world or I'm not, and I don't know. And I'm not that afraid of Strath. I'm a little more worried about Like, I'll even say to Stratton Dragon as I'm approaching behind him, just like, do we need these two right here? As far as his...
No, and he will kind of send them away.
Yeah, the twins from the Matrix don't need to be here.
Yeah. The book is called The Tome of the Dragon. So.
Okay, well, I like my name better.
Yeah. Well, in Draconic, maybe it says that.
Yeah.
So he starts saying some stuff in Draconic. And Chadara, again, you understand it. It's he's kind of repeating over and over again the same phrase about undoing what has been done, banishing the queen of all dragons to hell. We bow not before her again, kind of over and over again. And he kind of gestures for you, and he pulls out he picks up a ceremonial dagger that's kind of, the hilt's shaped like a dragon, and the blade is kind of shaped like flames that the dragon is breathing.
Okay.
And he kind of, whatever you want to offer him for blood.
The back of the arm. My non-shield arm, which I am holding at Captain America readiness, because I get a bonus shove on any attack, so if I have to swing at this fool. But...
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Cat is just like in the middle of the ceremony.
Yeah.
Just
Strap, right? Strap.
Excuse me, pardon me. Just
What is
a moment of
what
your
is
time.
this? I understand. What is this? This dead drag? What does that have to do with what we're doing here?
He will
Does it relate to the egg?
He will say, "Tragic. She is beautiful, is she not?"
Yeah.
Giants slaughtered her.
We should get this out of here. We should really get this out of here, I think.
The huge dragon skeleton? He's like,
Yeah,
I mean, you're more than welcome to try.
I really think it's a I mean, what about the egg? What does the egg have to?
The egg is where the god spark is being housed.
You have to do it here by this big dead dragon.
He says we could move if it would make you more comfortable.
Maybe.
Anfyra,
Yep.
you get a sense of anything in here?
You want a divine sense?
Oh, yeah. Hey, that would probably be a good idea.
I'm still
Sorry,
offering my arm, by the
P.S.
way,
You're
but
Paladin.
but I like that this is all on pause.
Yeah, I'm
While
just.
Katra's just like,
Yes, I would
I
like to
do
define
think-
sense.
Okay. Divine sense lets you find fiends, undead, and celestials, and hallowed and desecrated ground. Is that right?
Hold
at
on.
least,
I gotta
yeah.
find it.
It might show up
It's-
elementals.
You know
and
the
other
location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover. You know the type of any being whose presence you sense, but not its identity. Within the same radius, you also detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated.
Okay.
You don't
Yeah,
see
shit.
her, but Autumn is just like fist pumping in victory to both Anfyra and Katra. Just like,
Okay.
yes!
So,
I have no idea where did Autumn go? Who are you talking to?
The first thing is those two gangly matrix twin dragon people. They are fiends. They are devils.
Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo.
You don't think they are shapeshifted or anything. That is the form they take. They take
That's just
these
them.
weirdo devil outsider dragon things.
That's them all day long. Okay.
And you are getting like a splitting headache, and you were almost blinded by the amount of energy coming from that egg. That is clearly some sort of crazy divine thing.
Okay, but it is divine.
Yes,
Celestial,
but
right.
gods come in all kinds of alignments.
Yeah, it doesn't really tell you
Okay.
the flavor of divinity.
What about consecrated or desecrated? Anything in the picking up anything?
Like if it's a holy place to an evil god,
See, that's where
is that consecrated?
That's what
Like-
that's where I'm confused.
Yeah.
It is a holy place to an evil god. I will just tell you that part of it. If
There
you
we go,
believe
yeah,
that
yeah.
is desecrated or consecrated, however you want to interpret that, I will
Somewhere
try and
along that
Google
spectrum,
later. But
Okay. Well, cool. Well, gonna just double over from that headache there for a second. Yeah. Ow. That hurts, first of all. Second of all, those two over there, they're not dragons so much as they are fiends.
Gonna lock eyes on Strath there.
And
Does weird things to humans, huh?
it does. It corrupts their body and twists them into those that would serve Tiamat in her eternal prison. Hell. She's trapped in hell.
She's trapped in Avernus. I'm not an idiot. I learned something yesterday.
Wow, that's 2 days in a row.
Just get to the blood part, priest.
are you sure you're wanting to be doing that? This thing is giving off a
Is there any paperwork
whole-
on this? Is there any paperwork involved? 'Cause- I'm sorry, devils are famous for paper. Is there any sort of implied consent to something? that is-
Tiamat is trapped in hell. They're devils. Dragon devils. This egg, it gives you some kind of headache. Could it be a god spark?
I mean, sure.
Well, then,
I never really sensed a god spark before, but man, oh Pete's.
We need a lawyer.
I'm just not with this feels a lot like worshipping something pretty not good. And I'm not talking about just like Tiamat not good. I'm talking about like not good, not good.
Bad.
One could put it that way.
We gotta stop hanging out with these humans so much. Anyway,
Katra, you and me, girl.
okay. Well, I'm going to cast Protection from Evil and Good on Chadara.
Okay.
And I'm going to concentrate on that.
Okay, cool. Okay. So, Strath is like, may I continue?
I
I'm
did ask
already-
about paperwork.
He will start his whatever thing I said before. And he will take the goblet, put it under your arm, cut you. A couple drops kind of fall in. He takes it. He has the two fiends approach him. He cuts them, puts their blood in it, cuts himself, puts his blood in it. And then takes it, kind of waves his hand over it, and just dumps it on the egg.
Now, wait a second. Why are those fiends' blood getting involved? Not to question your
have-
methods.
Because
that question myself.
he could.
Listen, not to interrupt you. I'm
Yeah.
gonna let you finish, but
You're giving him ritual blue balls over here, guys.
Did not just Kanye, the ritual.
I'm gonna let you finish. But Jubilex has the best level of hell of all time.
Thank you, Anfyra West.
He will say they are indicative of her prison in hell. We want to send it back there.
And what about your blood?
I don't know. I thought it was cool.
Insight check on that.
That was Andy talking.
Insight check on Andy.
I don't have a good poker face.
No, you don't.
I got a 12 on you, Andy.
That's enough to read me.
We should all have advantage.
I really did just think it was cool.
Fair enough. It is cool.
You need the blood of
now that we've addressed it and given him my
he would probably say some bullshit about how the cult needs to reclaim its honor and this is symbolic of blah blah blah.
I tell him in Draconic, I didn't sign up for your whole pamphlet. Get on with it.
And he will dump it, and nothing happens. And he will look at you, Chadara, and say, "What did you do?"
What do you mean, what did I do? I bled. You probably didn't cut me deep enough.
Come back. And he wants to try it again. And he'll do it again.
Less okay with this the second time.
Go through the whole thing again.
Do the devils look put out too?
They are willing
I cut
to
myself deeper than that getting out of bed in the morning.
Autumn's having a stroke.
And he does it again, and nothing happens. And he just
Having performance issues over there, sir?
says, No, this is correct. Something else is wrong.
Well, maybe
You
it's your
are-
blood, Jack.
He will try it without his blood. He'll try it with only one of the fiend's blood. He'll try it like 4 different ways.
I'm gonna get some orange juice and cookies for Chadara and the devils.
Yeah,
They're
I've
gonna
lost at
start
least 4
getting-
hit points.
right,
Here. I'm
exactly.
marking that down.
Cutting Chadara.
And he will kind of level his eyes at you, Chadara, and say, "You are Chadara Dai Chadra.
Yes.
Are you not?"
Yes.
You're-
Second born of Chadra and Jovi. Sister of Chaudhry.
Well-
I'll pull out my sword and I will cut myself
Okay.
and bleed on his egg.
Phrasing.
Nothing happens.
Well, I did just cut myself, so from Chadara's perspective, something happened.
Right. But the lights do not fade. Anfyra, you still have this headache. And he is
It's still here.
he is getting mad. And he says,
I'm getting mad. You're running out of uses here, priest.
he will say, I do not understand. This has to have worked.
Talk me through.
He will say,
How?
I have the ritual. It says I need the blood of a banisher of Tiamat. Or one of the, it says any of the lineage. Marty got it.
Okay. Yeah.
And he will...
Oh, I'm with you too.
Sorry, in canon, let me just say, Chadra did not banish Tiamat.
She didn't.
I remember
she was
this.
there.
Yeah.
However, she did not deal the killing blow.
No.
Has
However,
Green Hilly.
No.
she brags about it up and down the Sword Coast.
I tear the book from him because I can read Draconic and I'm going through it. Like,
Bunch of magic mumbo jumbo.
Now, what does it say? Chadara?
It's the blood of the banisher.
Oh, Tiamat. So
Oh.
that's covered. That's covered, right?
Avernus.
No. That is not how I've heard it told.
What do you mean?
Oh, honey. Do we need to have a talk?
About what? About my blood? Because
Yeah,
Kind
about
of
that.
take your arm and shake it more over the.
no, I'm trying.
I'm
Well-
gonna take Strath and just walk away. Come on, let's just walk this off for a second. And talk.
He will
The-
take his book with him.
Okay, may I see that?
Oh, this is
Here,
awkward.
if you've got something to say, I'm kind of feeling like an asshole right now.
Well, granted, I've only heard stories around the campfire, but that is not the way that I have heard your mother's story be told.
Yeah, my mother banished Tiamat. Or point at Strath. He knows it.
She banished Tiamat.
Thank
She
you.
is the
yeah.
the enemy of the cult.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'll pat one of the devil dragons, just kind of like, right? That's how you heard it? Yeah, my mom.
Yeah.
That is the way that your mother would like it to be told, but it is not the way that it is told in all circles.
kind
I'm
of.
sure.
Strath will, and this is you are seeing Strath break at this point. He is no longer confident. He is.
It's about time, Strath. No one should be that confident. Life is pain and confusion. There's no reason to feel good about anything.
Is
Sorry,
there
I'm gonna kill
anything
you.
else before we move on? Is there anything else? Is there anything else weird going on in this cave? Do I feel like it would be safe to come out of stealth?
Yeah, unless the devils or the kobolds are going to attack, it doesn't feel like he's, especially now that he's away from the dragon egg, he's not going to turn the skeleton into a Dracolich.
Okay.
You guys are probably past any kobold traps. You probably could if you would like to.
I would like to come out of stealth and come down into this little powwow.
How have you heard it?
Do you jump down on him, or are you just like
Yeah,
slowly
yeah.
creeping up until you speak?
Stealthing up to all
Okay.
of it. No.
So I'm
I'm
focused
just.
on-
I jump out, and I step over, and I look angry.
Something to share with the rest of the class, Anfyra?
I feel really weird telling you about this way. Your mom's not the one who banished Tiamat. I mean, like, she was there, she participated, but she didn't do the banishing.
There's a bunch of kobolds around. Is that true?
Yes.
I will ask them in Draconic, what is the name of the banisher?
And they will say, Chadra. We fear Chadra.
I don't know what you heard around what campfire, from who, but my mother, as is well known, killed Tiamat, banished Tiamat, practically single-handedly.
Ooh, that is kind of insulting.
To Tiamat? Yeah. Best bring your A game next time you come back, bitch queen. Am I right?
No,
And I look for anyone high five and realize I'm in the wrong side of this canyon.
Well, actually, Strath's kind of like, yeah.
all right.
Fuck that lady.
Strath's down.
Dead dragons are so cool.
They're not.
No, it's kind of insulting to all those, the armies that kind of helped her out there.
What armies? What, like Ushin and them? Yeah. They helped, I don't know, hold off secondary forces or something.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
I am sure about it. I've been sure my whole life.
Because of what your mother...
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Well, I don't know if you know your mother's reputation around other parts other than your own, but she doesn't have the best reputation in the Elves with being the most honest and truthful person.
Because they're probably all bent out of shape about how awesome she is.
Honey, I'm just saying that this ritual didn't work for a reason, and you might want to start questioning why.
Yeah, because Strath can't read Draconic.
And you can any better than him?
Yeah.
Hold me back. The kobolds are kind of at his knees, holding him back.
I mean, look, for all we know, this whole ritual could have been wrong in the first place. He could be crazy from standing next to the god egg forever.
Yeah, he could be wrong. I could be wrong. All the people that have told a lot of stories could be wrong, but I'm just saying a ritual didn't work, and that's not the way I've heard things be told.
Then you tell me one better. Who you can hear it's pretty much unanimous. Who did you hear killed Tiamat?
What was the name of the person again, Andy?
Lita.
Let's sorry, if I may, Cap, from a magical perspective, go back to the source, the essential components. And if they're off, nothing's going to happen. Or something potentially else worse or unimpressive may happen.
Short of my mother not being my mother, this should be working, Strath.
The way that I've heard it told is the one who banished the Dragon Queen.
Lita? Sorry. Lita. And that's how the elves tell it, do they?
The elves and everybody else I've ever traveled with.
Okay. Have you met Lita?
Not personally, no.
No, I think that's clear. Lita is a sweetheart, big heart, really nice girl. Does not have the killing blow in her. If you forget, she cries when asked to roll initiative. There is not a lot of there. I'd be surprised, and I can ask other people who were absolutely present, who also survived, and they will tell you the same thing. Lita is the heart of the group kind of character. She's not...
I mean, sometimes it's the heart of the group that steps up when it's needed most.
I need some air. I stomp off. But I mean, it's a one-way cave, so I can really only go the one direction.
Watch out for kobold traps.
Yeah, a kobold quickly starts to follow you and clearly is disarming traps like 5 feet in front of you as you are walking.
I will stomp very deliberately, holding up just enough for him to do that.
Okay. You'll kind of thumbs up and scurry back in.
This is some shit.
Chadara, your mailbox is blinking purple.
Okay. Is it my next letter?
Yes.
Fuck. I wasn't ready for this tonight, but here we are. And it's the exact... It's what needs to happen next. in a lot of ways.
If you don't want to read it now, that's fine. But
well, I don't know that this can continue one way or the other without it. Okay. Like I almost throw it into the ocean. I'm so mad. But I get hit in the head with another letter. Delusional moron. First of all, the elemental princes also threatened realms. You know what? I'm not even getting into it. I don't care. I didn't even want my name on that stupid wall. I'm never going to Waterdeep anyway. Your mother lied to you all the time, Chada. The only thing she loves more than, well, you is a gullible audience. Thousands were present for the fall of Tiamat. Hundreds gave their lives who never appear in your mother's retellings of her thrilling victory, including Lady Ushin's lover, Alana, who made it possible for your mother to even approach her. And while, yes, our mother, was heroically brave in confronting the actual Queen of Dragons, she wasn't the banishing blow. Lita was. Yes, Aunt Lita defeated Tiamat. Your mother's new wife, by the by, which I suppose brings us to this next part. Oh, Chada, the damage this family has done to you. I wish you would spare a fraction of the blame for our mother as you put on myself and father, who is sober, by the way, if not by choice. And after I received your last letter, we had a little talk, where he was not able to include the truth. And I am so sorry, Chada. It was so much worse than I could have thought for you. In my defense, I thought you would have refused to return and we would both be free. I severely underestimated your sense of duty, and I couldn't be sorrier. But this isn't about me. There is nothing wrong with you, Chada. Something our mother should have told you ages ago. It is completely okay to feel the way you do about girls. It is not a children's game or whatever other hateful nonsense our father spat at you in his zealous desire for grandchildren and targetless rage at our mother for leaving him for a woman. You are not a child or a slut or an aberration or any of that. You just like girls, Chada. It's nothing to feel shame for. Everybody knows it, and everybody is fine with that. Well, father will be if I ever agree to have babies, which no thank you. I think our name has done enough damage to this world, but maybe someday. Love who you want, Chada. Life's too short. Since love, your sister. Postscript. How did you not figure that out in the army? I would have thought it would have been nonstop girl kissing up there. It certainly wasn't Golden Fields. My word, I could have written it.
Hey, Autumn.
Yeah, someone else do something.
Oh, I think Zom is frozen.
Uh-oh.
Dang it.
Dispel me.
Yeah. Everyone hold, please. Do. Overlay. Okay.
We are experiencing technical difficulties. If this was a real emergency.
Sam, can you hear us? Let's say that. Nope. No.
This was a real emergency. Chadara's mother would have lied to her.
Snap.
I'm back.
We can hear you.
We hear
We
you.
can hear
We
Your
don't
voice
see
is
you.
back.
Okay.
Up
You're speaking.
and
Oh,
Yay.
I don't know what happened. My computer just powered off and turned back on. I don't.
Was a cat to blame?
It didn't look like it. I don't know what that was. Anyway.
miraculous.
Okay. Let me just real
Okay.
quick flip everybody back around.
Yeah, you got to
Very
fix
sorry,
the overlay.
guys.
No, sorry. Sorry, right back at you.
The last thing I heard was Anfyra saying Autumn's name.
Yes.
Yes.
And then I saw your frozen stance in a stance that couldn't be held for that long.
And Autumn ran.
Okay.
She disappeared.
Everything's good? Anfyra, please continue.
Hey, Autumn.
Yeah.
I know I'm new around here, but I noticed that you and Chadara seem to be awful close, and it occurs to me that she might need somebody awful close to her right now to go and talk to her.
Yeah, I'm on it. And she will sort of follow out the way Chadara went. Kind of approach slowly, but she is making noise, so you'll hear her. She's not trying to stealth.
Not another 31.
She's
Backstab.
deliberately making noise.
Katra turns to Anfyra and says, "You have a part."
No, but I'm not against it.
Y'all break out the fate twisty.
What are those Abishai doing?
They are kind of confusingly staring at everything that is happening, and then they are looking at Strath like you have wasted our time.
Mm-hmm. All right. Just watching. Then wait.
Yeah, and Strath is kind of head in his hands in front of the dragon skeleton. He's not
It's
crying,
okay,
but he's
buddy.
probably crying.
So it's okay, buddy. It happens to everybody.
It's not okay.
Draconic tears.
You try a ritual and you get the wrong girl. It's all right.
It's not my fault.
You can try it again some other time with some other person.
And he will kind of look up and say, "Yes, you said her name was Lita."
Oh, I don't recall. Suddenly.
It's all a bad idea.
Campfire
idea.
stories, really?
Yeah, I mean, who can believe what they hear? I mean, Chadara seems convinced that is not the truth. I also heard of other people, like Bob.
Oh, Bob, the dragon banisher.
He will say, "Yes, I'm sure it is this Robert you speak of."
Yes, it sure sounds like a man's job if I ever heard.
That's sexist. Outside, Autumn, you can see Chadara, I presume, is either slumped over or standing there staring at a letter.
Yeah, like slowly clawed in the edges of this letter. And just staring pretty much at the letter, I guess. She hasn't really, like, she keeps rereading it, and every time it keeps getting crumpled in, so it's harder and harder to read. She folds it in half, like one of the Mad back pages, and it's a letter where it says her mom totally did it, and most of the things she's believed aren't a lie.
Yeah, Autumn will walk up and clear her throat. So, that was some shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it was some shit. She'll kind of turn around and look at Autumn and look past Autumn at the cave and be like, yeah, it's probably just some bullshit. And
You don't look convinced of that?
she sobs and just falls to her fucking knees in the snow at Autumn's feet. And
Autumn
balls.
sinks down with her and kind of like grabs her shoulders, and she's like, Chadara, are you okay?
No, I've never been okay. My life's a lie. Anytime I want something, it's taken away from me by some fucking member of my family, and I thought I was doing good here. And I'm not, and I don't have any destiny, and I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't have any control. My entire and just goes back to like ugly bawling where like no words come out, like just there's a letter scrunched up in her one hand, but she would just like full fall like on your shoulder and chest, like ugly sob.
Autumn will kind of hold her and sort of squeeze her tightly and be like, look, your destiny is whatever the fuck you want it to be. I mean, you act like you've been looking for all these avenues to go chase down being someone else's definition of who you are. I mean, the only thing that got taken away from you here is you don't have to do a crazy blood ritual on a dragon egg. I'd say that's a win.
I feel like losing.
Okay, deep breath, stare.
Cut to Bram on the ice boat staring at you guys, and he pokes the dwarf and says, I think she's proposing.
Awesome.
Pulls out his Chadara and Autumn fanfiction that he's been working on.
There, in the pristine snow, with some kind of localized aurora borealis.
He probably knows ceremony, right?
Probably.
I mean,
And
has he had
fire
a long rest.
I mean, I can after a long rest.
Right. You got it in your pocket. Do we hear any of this sobbing?
Chadara certainly hopes not, but I don't know that it's.
Over the scritches of kobolds.
Yeah.
Yells in Draconic. Make some noise.
What are you guys doing in there? Are you guys talking? Are you just
Watching the devils and Strath and sort of being ready for all hell to break loose, quite literally. Or I mean, what's the vibe of the devils towards Strath?
They are not happy with Strath.
What do they look
Are we
like?
gonna be in a position where we're gonna have to defend this dude in a second?
I mean,
That's overtime in fire.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know how I feel about defending dragon cultists.
I'm not necessarily saying against it. I'm just saying on the timesheet, that's overtime.
You make sure we get our due, girl.
We'll see. We'll see.
can I get perception checks from the two of you?
Natural 20,
Okay.
which is great because I don't have perception. So
I got 19.
Okay.
Yay, new dice.
yay.
And Anfyra, you probably hear a from the cave mouth, but it's indistinct other than that. You just hear a loud, possibly panicked or sad noise.
Oh, I do feel bad about that.
And Katra, you hear Strath is just muttering to himself, Lita.
This is fine.
Bob. I don't know where you heard that Lita name.
Yes, Lita.
Oh dear. Oh me. Oh my.
How legit was this concern of his with the egg and like getting it done, and he was banishing Tiamat to hell so she can't come back? Is that right? Can't become divine.
So he has said two different things. He has said, he said a couple different things. He said so that Zaztam can't get the Godspark.
Mm-hmm.
That has remained consistent. He then said that he wants to banish it back to hell, and Tiamat would regain it. And now it's a little less clear about where he is banishing it. He just wants to get rid of it. You don't know why necessarily he would have lied about that, but other than maybe you're not going to trust this even crazier section of a cult.
Yeah. Okay. And the
Katra,
devils?
This is starting to smell bad.
Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe we need to just do a little cleanup here. The boss seems...
It certainly might take her mind off of things.
It might. And the devils are on the other side of the cave?
Yeah,
Yes.
so it's a big, round cave mouth that a dragon skeleton is kind of wrapped around. The devils and a section of kobolds are kind of at the dragon tail. Strath is by the nest, and then wherever you guys want to be positioned.
Can we talk to these devils? Do they?
Sure. Let me see. Let me make sure they speak common. But,
Do they speak common?
I'm about to check.
Probably. They look like they speak Draconic at least, and Infernal, if they're devils, right?
Yeah, I don't know
Have
devils.
either.
Yeah.
I don't have either. I have comprehend languages, so I can cast a ritual so we can all communicate if that's important.
Yeah, if you guys want to go approach them,
Or
you can.
I can cast it as a spell too. I'm
Gonna-
gonna cast rather than spend 10 minutes doing it as a ritual. Burn a first level spell slot and cast it.
Okay.
So we can all talk.
And I'm gonna keep my eye on muttering over there,
Yeah.
but also go and talk to them.
Yeah. What do I want to say to these guys?
What's up? How's it going?
Right. Yeah. So,
How's your mother?
what are your plans now that this seems to have hit a snag?
What did you think was supposed to happen here?
Yeah.
They say the Godspark would have been returned to hell, and we would have been turned back into men.
Is that what that guy over there told you?
Yes.
I don't laugh.
Instead, apparently, we are going to be stuck in this cave again, guarding this egg
Oh, you're guarding
again.
me.
So you were once humans, right?
Yes.
And dragon cultists?
Yes.
Okay, which kind of dragon cultists? Because I'm learning that there are two types.
They will say we were members of Strath's faction.
Okay, that checks out. Katra, you got anything?
All right. So they're not really devils. They're sort of bedeviled They're deviled.
Yeah, they are.
They're deviled.
They're hard boiled.
Yeah, it's a
With
little.
a bit of paprika.
It's a little weird because they are not. Yeah, they are not traditional devils, but they have become fiendish.
They're fiendish. They're fiendish. Yeah.
And they are technically classified as devils, but they don't quite work like traditional devils.
They're not part of the system, right?
No,
because
they're
all
the
devils are all about the system.
Yeah,
usually,
they are usually considered members of like Tiamat's court, essentially, and she kind of has her own cadre of devils that she rules in hell.
They probably aren't even lawful.
They might not be.
They are.
What do you know? So, do you know the ritual that he wants to perform? Are you familiar with it?
They will say, well, I mean, in concept, yes. We've never had need of it before.
Okay. I mean, could anyone do it with
Could
anyone
with the book?
Yeah.
They would have to be some sort of spellcaster, but yes.
Okay. Thank you. I'm going to go over to Strath and I'm going to cap.
You're gonna go over to Strath and yeah.
Yeah.
Say that again.
I'm gonna put him out.
That's what I thought you said.
Yeah.
As you approach, he says, "Lita, and Audrey and Bera and Ushin. I'll just get them all. It's safer that way."
You forgot Bob.
Leader, he's the important one.
I heard he was really important and really hard to find.
Find Bob, you'll find them all.
He is the key.
And as you approach him, he will kind of look up. Make a deception check.
I will.
Katra.
No secrets.
No?
No secrets. Sorry. I rolled a 6.
Okay. He will touch himself and say a word. And that word is Wundun. And he casts teleport on himself.
Oh, counterspell.
Okay. You have to make a check.
Deal, because he's tougher. Oh, wait.
So you get to add your intelligence to it.
Yeah.
Could I don't think that I would be able to in time. No, because that's a whole action. Never mind.
Yeah.
I was going to say I wouldn't be able to reach out and at the last minute, like, enhance ability.
No.
Probably not, no.
Dang.
Yeah, 11. So I don't think I'd beat him.
No, because you need a 17.
Yeah.
And he will cast teleport on himself.
And he goes, ugh.
Oh, that's not good.
Well.
Okay. He will take 7 of the kobolds with him.
Oh. That is for sure not good.
Strong choice.
7 cool. Okay, and the Abishai, are they?
They kind of hang their heads and start saying to each other, in Draconic, "This is our lot in life. We are cursed." Yeah, unless you have job openings. Yes.
No.
Yeah, let's. Can we take the egg?
We're real people pleasers. We did join the.
You guys want to just I mean, well, you can bunk with us. You don't want to stay here. You want to take the egg? You're already egged.
He will say, exposure to the egg over a long period of time, though, will curse you.
Oh, I thought it was just humans.
But yes, and will gesture at your companions out in the hallway.
That is a problem.
Say, I do not know the effect it would have on elves or goblins. It doesn't seem to affect the kobolds, but
all right, so
they're kobolds.
Let me ask you, how do you feel about...
How do I feel about what?
Strath.
We're not the biggest fans right now.
Right. Okay. But you're hanging on to this process he's purporting to be the thing that will fix you, right? So you're going to stay and you're going to do all of this.
We are bound to the egg in a way where we can't leave it.
Okay. I understand.
If you take the egg, we will follow you, but again...
But we'll have our own problems,
yes.
Right? Understood. This is bizarre. Maybe we need to talk with the chief. I mean, what are you thinking, Fire? Did I blow it?
I think we might be in a bit of hot water.
Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. I just got worried about these names, these people, and now...
She might be the one that know the best way to reach them very quickly. I don't know how far one can teleport, but that seems to be a problem.
My understanding is there's rarely... Okay, well, let's leave these two and make our way out.
Yeah.
Talk to the cat.
Yeah, you might want to go first. I have a feeling she is especially not happy with me right now.
With you? Why? Oh. Hey, look. Why is the crow black? Because it was punished for telling the truth. That's why. It's not easy, but it's better than the altar.
I mean, I'm aware of that. I'm just not so sure she's aware of that.
Well, we all pains. I'll go ahead.
Okay.
All right.
Can I just say how mad I am that this guy had teleport the whole time?
It also means he's a high-level spellcaster.
You guys gagged
Some
him.
sort of...
So...
That's true. That's true.
Maybe should have done that again.
Yeah.
When he started muttering people's names.
Wishing one hand, regretting the others. See which feels better.
How far can teleport go?
Anywhere, really.
Anywhere.
As long as you know where you're going, or especially if there's like a sigil sequence, like to a teleportation disc that's dedicated, no problem.
You can even technically cross planes, right? It's just a percentage chance if you make it or something. Or am I thinking of sending?
I think you're thinking of sending.
Yeah, you
I'm
have
not
to be
sure
on
if
the
it's-
same plane.
Plane, okay.
Yeah, that's. Then you get
Otherwise,
into, like,
it's plane shift, which is
or,
a dedicated.
right.
Right. Which is an 8th level or 9th level spell. But so
Yeah, it's up there.
he can teleport anywhere he wants. Whether he gets to where he wanted to depends on some stuff he had to do and some rolls I had to make. So
Right. If you teleport blind or only somewhere you have had described, there's a percentage chance,
you have a
right?
much lower chance of actually getting to where you want. You may end up miles and miles away.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so happy we left his friends back at our base.
Yeah.
Well, we do have them.
Yeah.
We do have them. Although, who knows? Maybe he went there together.
Yeah, that's my
I
point.
have a feeling he doesn't care too much about them.
Maybe. I don't know. So, all right. I walk out. Am I okay trap-wise?
Yes, yeah. A kobold diffused all the traps.
Okay. But there are still some of them here?
There are still some of them here, and they are kind of... As soon as their, boss has left, they are either cowering or deferring to the Abishai.
Okay. Great. I make my way out to the cave. Out of the cave, what do I see?
Well-
You see, however, Chad.
Let's get there. So yeah, just there's a lot of racking and sobbing, and she would just kind of like pull up and just kind of look at Autumn and just kind of like
Just breathe.
I don't know what to do.
What do you want to do?
And she sobs more.
Listen, Chadara, I know that that's a lot of hard truth to swallow that you just got delivered. It's not easy, and you have a right to feel all kinds of different ways about it. But you keep talking like you need to prove something, or like you don't feel like you're worth whatever destiny it is you're pursuing. And if there's one thing that I have ever known in my life with any surety, it's that you are better than this. You're better than everything that came before this. You are worth whatever destiny you want to find.
She sobs more.
And I promise you, we're gonna find it.
She'll kind of latch onto you with that of just kind of just a lot of like clutching hands at your Hoth gear. And
Yeah. Autumn is definitely, she's squeezing her real tight. Like apply pressure to the panic.
Head on.
Well, and this poor emotional time bomb, she's just a child. And this is a lot of rugs in one episode pulled out from under her. But she'll cut like.
Wait, hold on. Zom, are you still there?
Oh no!
Oh no!
Not again.
She looks very supportive, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's why I was like, wait a minute, is she frozen? Hold on.
Right. Yeah, right.
Or is she just being supportive?
Yeah.
Oops, nope. Not what I wanted to do. There we go.
Go. Hopefully, it's not another whole shutdown.
Yeah, hopefully.
She's having some spooky scares on Hallows Eve.
Probably, yeah.
Probably ghosts in her computer.
That's the machine.
Definitely that.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw my computer in a lake. I'm back.
Hi.
Sorry.
It's okay.
No.
I don't have to switch anything around this time, so that's good. So Chadara was saying that she's a child.
Well, yeah, I was.
I heard and then my computer died. So.
Yeah, that was more Marty describing Chadara as this poor emotional time bomb is a child. But she will kind of like push away enough to just like be desperately kind of wiping at her eyes, like she doesn't want to feel anything ever again, because that's kind of MO. And every time she looks at Autumn, she keeps like re-tearing up, so she has to stop looking at Autumn for a while, like just kind of. I think I know what to do.
At this point, Katra, who's been watching this for a while, backs up, catches up with Anfyra, who's probably just catching up to the entrance, and says, "Hang on a sec," and starts cursing really loudly in Goblin. and running out. So they know that I'm coming ahead of time. So
Chadara grabs a handful of snow and slams it in her face.
right.
Yeah,
I'm running and I'm like, Cap, oh my god. I let you down. Damn it. He got
Wait,
away.
what happened?
He's gone.
Who's gone?
Strath.
I don't know what to do.
He just kept talking about Lita and then the other people. And I was like, this is dangerous. And I ascertained, look, if he was telling the truth, I talked to those devil with lizard dreadlock guys. And I was like, do you know, like, we have the book. And if we have the book, can anyone do it? And I'm sorry, I had a feeling about this guy, and I went, and he must have picked it up, and he started to go, and I tried to stop him, but he flipped with some magic that's a little beyond me. Honestly, it's a little beyond me. I know what it is, and I might have been able to stop it, but I didn't. And he bamfed out, and he is gone. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Cap. I really let you down.
No, Katra, that was good. It was probably my next thought. He took the book with him.
I don't know. Actually, did he?
Anfyra, you said you were looking at the book, right? Someone was looking at the book. He would have tried to take it. However, I do believe you guys took it from him.
I thought Katra was the one looking at the book.
One of the two of you has it.
Yeah,
all right.
It wasn't me, but I'm pretty sure.
Then I had it in my hand when I was walking over to him to deal. So unless his book has some sort of bio link to his teleport, which is not, just say he doesn't.
Linked in the bio.
Link, yeah. See the link in bio.
Link is in the bio.
It's starch.
I just need a pen.
Wow. Here you go.
All right. The page over.
Mm-hmm.
Scroll out a very quick message and walk back over and jam it into my tissue box.
Okay.
The full message reads, town, crossed out, sis, crossed out, Chadi, what are, crossed out, how, crossed out, that's, crossed out, fuck you, thank you, L, crossed out, your sister, postscript, find Lita, send Lita. And stuff that in the box. Unfortunately, I don't think she's with Lita, so I don't know where that goes. But I've done everything I can, and just rub more snow in my eyes.
It's a good remedy for the circles.
That kobold shit really, you can have a bad reaction to that. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, I'm allergic.
I'm sorry.
To a lot up north.
Upset with me about what I did. I'm really sorry about it.
No, it was my next plan, if I had one. I can find... Well, I can't. I know who to get. It's a question of whether or not we still want to do it.
You know, I mean, didn't we get a lot of corroboration that this is a thing? Maybe it's a thing. So we have the book. We know where the egg is. We know the guys who are guarding it. I don't know. You seem all right. They're cultists, but they've been going through changes, obviously, and some of that maybe we can flip. But their end game is tied in with promises that were made by Strath. So you gonna have Lita come and meet us?
Right now, I'm going to have her hopefully protected.
Right.
At least.
Do we stay? Do we go back to?
I'll look at Autumn. What do you think we should do?
I don't like that Strath has disappeared and we don't know where he went. I don't trust him as far as I could throw him. I kind of want to say our first priority should be tracking that fucker down.
You said he teleported away, Corporal?
Yes, he did.
I'm a little worried he'd have to go somewhere he knows, and somewhere where he'd know he has backup.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about that as well.
Well, we know he's got to come back here all the time.
All right, people with high intelligence, memorize this location. People with high survival, memorize this location. We are leaving.
Okay.
And unfortunately, we're going to have to owe Arn Green Katra solid as far as this whole Brigand Darth thing.
Oh, right.
Hang on a sec.
I'll take his pass. Go ahead.
I was going to say, so the dragon boys in there just want to be people again? That's what I can surmise from this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what they said.
Autumn wants to walk in and talk to the fiendy boys, and she's going to waltz up to them and say, all right, listen, you want to be people. We want not fucked up dragon shit happening in the realms. If we agree to making you people again one of our goals, will you chill here and let us know if anybody comes to mess with this scene?
They'll kind of look at each other. How can we contact you?
Fuck, I don't know. I was hoping they had an answer for that.
You got the message cantrip?
My plan is just to make allies. Y'all figure out the logistics.
I would like to follow slowly if Autumn wants to negotiate this part on her own, but I'm also curious as to where she just stormed off to.
You probably heard her. She's not trying to be quiet.
Okay. In Draconic, you guys don't need Strath. I can bring you what you need, but if Strath comes back with it first, I don't know what I can offer, but I need you to not let him.
They'll start to talk in Infernal to each other.
I get it. Cool. Secret code language.
And they will say, Strath has squandered our trust. We will do our best to stall him. Though if he returns and can turn us human, it's all we want.
We have his book.
You do have his book.
Okay.
Listen, I don't think Strath was ever going to turn you guys human.
They will say that maybe you seem good folk. if you return soon, we would be in your debt. We will do our best to stop Strath if he returns.
Well, we have his book. You believe in this Godspark? You believe that sending it back to hell will keep Tiamat there and keep it out of the hands of this other Sasham?
Yes.
Then that's what I mean to do. Unfortunately, we can't travel as quickly as he can, but hopefully he doesn't have a ton of those spells right now. And I have a faster link to someone who can take a long rest and get clairvoyance. All kinds of scries and locate objects. What are your names, soldiers? Cult people. What are your names?
Friends.
I'm not calling them that.
New friends.
Allies.
There you go. There you go.
That their names are. Let me pull up my notes.
Bob and Bob.
That's what I was gonna say. The Bob was here all along.
Their names are Belrash and Todar.
Wow. Those are your names before you turned into fiends?
Yes.
Just gonna say it's a good thing Bram isn't here right now.
Why? What's wrong with those names?
It's
they're
fine. It's
great.
fine. You might want to get some ointment.
That bell rash.
But yeah, after some debate, they seem to have essentially come down on your side of Strath can no longer be trusted. He's, squandered any chance he had and kind of royally fucked this up.
What can you tell us about Strath? What do you know about him?
They will say that he's been a member of the Cult of the Dragon for a long time, possibly his whole life. He's made many enemies. Kind of typical Cult of the Dragon enemies, Harpers, various good aligned churches. The Church of Mystra don't like the Cult of the Dragon because their founder was a former chosen of Mystra who abused his powers, and it's complicated because Mystra kind of doesn't care if you misuse magic as long as you use it, but he still ended up tainting it and corrupting it and trying to take over the weave. It's complicated. The Church of Mystra do not like Strath. They'll say they don't know where he is from or where he could have gone, but that there is a small faction of the Cult of the Dragon in Bryn Shandar.
Where's that relative to where?
North.
Yeah,
east.
so it's kind of northeast from where you guys are. It's the
How
biggest.
far?
It's the biggest city in the north. It's probably 2 days travel from where you guys are right now.
Do you think that it's likely they are there?
It is.
Do you think that's a likely retreat point for him? Yeah.
He had been kind of ranging out from there as it had his best available resources here in the north. They'll kind of say, as you probably have noticed, there is not much in the way of civilization out here.
It's a beautiful country.
Huge tracts of land. Are you able to work any magic yourselves?
No. They have some resistance to magic, they say. They can see in the dark. But other than that, they know nothing of magic.
Okay. Thank you very much. Do you require any food? Any?
They'll look at the kobolds and say, we are well stocked.
Understood.
Gross.
It's actually, you just need to tenderize it. It's a lot. Anyway, thank you. Thank you.
They'll say, if you are our only hope, you better damn well be sure you're good at this. Then again, what do you care about us?
I care. Chadara will pull her sword, and with her white shield particularly prominent, yell in Draconic at the kobolds.
Okay.
That Stroth has failed you. This is all in Draconic. And he flees the blood of the Banisher. He is a traitor to you all. He would leave you here with the blood of the Banisher. And I get real close to like one or two kobolds and like flex on them. Like, and if you all value your miserable little half-white, half-blue lives, the next time you see Strath, especially with any innocent humans, you will tear and claw and scratch, or I will summon the Banisher herself. And like just sword sweep over the crowd.
My comprehend languages is still going, so I can understand.
Then perfectly fine. But that's her grift right now.
Make an intimidation check with advantage.
Cool. I think I actually have that. Still not great, but a 17 is pretty good.
Okay.
Versus the natural 1 that I also rolled, so that's not great, right?
No.
Okay. Take the 17, you'd say?
I think you should. I mean, kobolds are kind of notoriously easy to scare, but still. You hear kind of, they start to whisper among themselves, and then they start chanting. The rest of you hear, Fos, Fustrick, Fos, Fustrick. V Nolt Vustrick. And that means fear the Banisher. Fear the Banisher. Worship the Banisher. We worship the Banisher.
So
you're welcome, Mom.
I share too with
or eventually Lita.
Autumn and Anfyra what they say. Incidentally, the comprehend language is only affected, so I was translating.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
and I say back to them, Fus Ro Da, and I walk away.
Okay.
But after like flexing at everybody real quick, just kind of like
I joined in and I start flexing.
So in support, like, that was awesome.
Oh well, if we're flex,
we're flexing. Like when it reaches fever pitch, in support of Chadara.
And then I will storm out and kind of like grab Autumn on my way past. I'm just kind of like, all right, let's go. Let's go. We still need to take the boat.
Okay, cool. And that's where we'll stop for tonight.
Okay.
Outros and plugs. Zom.
Hi, I'm Zom. Tonight, I would like to plug voting. Everybody go vote. It's very important. And that's all I'm going to plug. Just vote, please.
Soup.
Hi, I'm Soup, aka Soupska on Twitter, Instagram. I do art. I did the overlay, and I did my portrait and Chadara's portrait. So if you like my stuff, please go check me out, and also vote, like Zom said. Super important.
Timothy.
Hi, I'm Timothy. Voting. I hope that you will too. After I vote, I'll be participating in a D&D game. Many of these peeps to benefit the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia or the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. I don't know if it's like the Judean People's Front and the People's Front of Judea, but kids in Philadelphia hospital help is going to be benefited by rolling dice and play by us on one of many events that we're doing. So if you're able to check us out on Twitch, Laughing Dragon Inn, that'll be happening.
And Marty.
Yeah, for sure. Starting next Monday night and well into voting day Tuesday and beyond, I will leave Andy with some of the details there. But certainly, we are. It's Child's Play officially, right? Or no, it's
Extra
Life.
Extra Life.
It's Extra Life, and we will be benefiting CHOP, which is the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. And also vote. I know locally, that is to Philadelphia, WHYY has a website that will let you know all about your candidates and what they stand for. Certainly, locally, you have a similar app or site to look up. And really, it's important to have your voice heard. And just, can we stop? Can we just not?
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be lovely? And yeah, let's all agree that that's all of our plug right now, except for Andy. You have a few more deets.
Have your voice heard like Chadara with her sword?
Yes.
Yes. That's what Chadara said in Draconic.
You can follow me on Twitter at AndyHatton. That has all the details for all of our Extra Life streams. But on Monday, we have the Mulholland 4. On Tuesday, we have 2 streams. One of them called You've Got a Stew Going. And then
Is that the official name?
That's the
Really?
official name, yes. You got a stew
Very
going.
curious about that one.
And
Got a stew going.
the second one, which is a level 15 adventure, which may or may not have to do with some of the stuff that happened tonight.
Interesting. I wasn't sure if.
I was kind of wondering.
I'm never
that
sure
too.
how clever you are, Andrew, but
And thank you.
a certain bitchy cleric will be showing up in that.
Yes, for sure. And then on Wednesday, we have a bar crawl reunion with an episode called Dead Man's Laughter. An episode with Shauna and Dylan from Power Score RPG's channel. After that, and then our normal Task Force Unlikely episode later in the evening. And also, Tuesday, November 6th is my birthday. If you ever liked or loved me, you will go fucking vote. Have a good night, everybody. And happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Real quick, before we get outro on that, where is a schedule of the Extra Life stuff? It's on your Twitter. It's on Laughing In.
It's on my Twitter, and it's at Extra Life. If you search for Laughing Dragon Inn, their URL is slightly weird. It's like extralife.org/participant or something like that.
Yeah.
It will also be posted on our website here in the next couple of days. If you go to laughingdragonin.weebly.com, I'll have it all up there with a little announcement and all that good stuff. So
go,
awesome.
Watch, have fun, donate, D&D, money, vote, America, rainbows, jazz
Skeleton
hands.
Zaz hands.
Zaz hands.
Jazz hands.
That's hands.
Wrong way.